Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the Everyday Podcast with yours truly, Mr. Nick Reese. I can't thank everybody enough for all of the wonderful comments, the great feedback, all the views, everybody who viewed the last episode, the intro. Thank you. I didn't think it was going to be even that good, but views are not bad. But cool. I hope you guys like my cool little hat here. I just got it, so I decided to wear it. I don't wear it often, only whenever I mow the lawn or something. Protects you from the UV rays. But, anyways, do I have an episode for y'all today? It's gonna be a doozy. Well, I think it's gonna be very reflective. So I hope you guys enjoy. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Today's episode is sponsored by Orion. Have you ever wanted a buddy that's always going to be there for you when you get home? Someone who's just there to love you and show you all full of affection and is always grateful to see you? Well, definitely not a cat. Get a dog. Orion only cares about himself because he's a cat. He loves pets and his food. That's about it. He doesn't care if I'm home or not. So long as I feed him and I pet him the right way, he will not show any other form of affection. But I thought I'd introduce him. He's a little mad right now because he doesn't like to be on camera. And I'm holding him. But this is Orion. And so, the first person to comment where I got his name from and what movie, what movie did I get his name from? I will give you absolutely nothing. I have nothing to give. But I'll pin your comment, so there's that. At least you'll be on the top. Other than that, hope you guys like him. That's Orion for you. But let's get into. Oh. Oh my. I'm full of fur. He sheds a lot. Get a naked mole rat or something. Don't. Cats. Oof, they shed. If you have allergies, it sucks. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. Choices and consequences. Let's dive into each one of our everyday choices. And what are those outcomes? Now, let's first look at consequences. What are consequences? Consequences are a result or an effect. Typically, one that is unwelcome. Now, it does have a negative connotation to it, but the fact remains a consequence is a result or an effect. Now, how do you get a result or an effect? You got to do something to get a result or effect, right? And in our everyday life, I think our choices reflect the consequences, good or bad, because consequences, though it is a negative connotation and a negative word that people often think that, oh, I have consequences when I do something bad, there's good consequences if you really think about it. It's also an importance or relevance based off of a situation in which one chooses to attain. Now, do we even realize throughout our daily lives that every choice we make, there is a consequence? Again, good or bad? We probably don't because we're not thinking about that. We're just doing what we do on our daily lives. We're just going through the motions. But if you really stop and think about it, what have all of the choices in my life, everything that I've done, every decision that I have made, where has that led me to where I am now? good or bad. I don't know. But I do know that for most of us, we strive to do the best we can on a daily basis. But I think, actually, I know deep down in each and every single one of us, there's something there that we ourselves haven't been truly honest with ourselves. Now, I don't know what that is. I know mine. But we're here to talk about the everyday choices we make and the consequences that result from those choices. So, what's a good consequence? What's a bad consequence? Well, let's get into it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you choose to go to the grocery store. Well, your consequence is that you're going to come home with X amount of whatever you wanted to buy, whether that be groceries, a TV, clothes. You have a choice you made that day that you are going to go do this activity, and the outcome or consequence, let's just put it that way, is that you are expecting to come back with something you thought was what you wanted. See, the funny thing is that what we decide to do the moment we leave our house, there is absolutely no telling what is going to happen based off of the choices you made. Now, for me, that's called God. That's called making decisions based off of my own self-interest rather than what path in which my life I should follow. Each to their own. Again, I'm not here to, if you don't believe, okay, that's fine. But if you don't believe in something like that, for me, it's you have to have something in your life that's allowing you to move forward with your life, something you believe in, whether that be karma or God or a higher power or whatever it is. No matter what, the bottom line still remains. You are not the one in control, whether you think so or not. Because you might have made a good choice that day. But did you make a good choice 2 days ago? Were you the best you could be 100% of the time? And I mean, the answer to that is no. We're human, right? We fail. We're not going to always be that perfect person. We can't. It's impossible, no matter how hard you try. And though you do try, again, we are human. We are going to make choices that eventually will lead to consequences that are beyond our control. This past weekend, the choices I had made a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, but whatever, I chose to ignore the reality of the situation and the consequences caught up to me. I had to accept it. There was nothing I could do. And sometimes, whether that be karma or higher power or God, for me it's God, he tries to kind of flick you on the head and say, hey, hey, nah, you're not in charge, bro. Don't even try. You might think you are. You might not even believe in anything, which is fine, but you're still not in control. There's always something. Because the fact remains the choices you made are always going to have consequences. Whether you made the choice 10 years ago, the consequences will eventually catch up to you. Good or bad, doesn't matter. The fact remains choices, consequences. Plain and simple. You don't got to believe in anything to understand that. But if you yourself do not accept what has been done based off of the choices you made in your own life that you know will eventually catch up to you, because don't lie to yourself. Come on. Come on. Don't lie. You know. I know. Sometimes I just choose to shove it down. Kind of you know, forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind type thing. But you know. And so having self-realization for one's own daily life is something that is very important. Being honest with yourself, which ties into self-realization. But I think the hardest thing is accepting what we choose not to bring to light in our own lives, because we don't want to accept the consequences. Again, good or bad. Now, it ties back to what I said in my first episode. Being real. Stop living in a bubble. Your life ain't perfect. It's not. All the people you see on Instagram, everything on Facebook and Twitter and all this other crap, it's a facade for you to try to fulfill your own self, to be as perfect as you can as the picture you saw on a social media platform. Why? Who cares? That's their life. Good, let them be happy, great, but accept you for who you are. I am in the process of trying to do that. I mean, I think we all are to some extent. Some of us are just plain lying to ourselves and trying to be in a fake reality that is going to come crashing down eventually. Trust me, it will. We as individuals in our everyday lives have a sort of monotonous circle of just, excuse my language, of bullshit. We wake up, we go to work, we come home, we deal with family, not deal with family, but you know, or in general, we wake up, we go to work, come home, go to sleep, and repeat. It's a vicious circle of monotony. And I guarantee if you haven't thought about it, you're just going through the motions. And getting caught up in the motions, well, doesn't allow us to realize what we're actually doing on a daily basis. What others that what we are portraying, and again, let me get this straight. Who cares what people think about you? Who cares what people say about you? Let them Run your name through the mud. Let them do it. Who cares? Is it going to hurt you? No. Are you still going to wake up and go to work and make money to provide for your family? Yeah. But to the ones we love, if you aren't as self accepting, honest, and true to everything to this point in time where you're at now, every choice you've made, if you haven't been honest and true, it will reflect off of you. I should have wrote a book for Dr. Seuss. Man, I'm good. No, but seriously, they can feel it. They know. Why? Why be in a self? You're already in this circle of monotony. Why put yourself in another, let's say, what's that movie? Inception. Why put yourself in another inceptorial, or I don't even know if that's a real word, but let's say it is an inceptorial version of another version of monotony based off of the choices that you're not being honest with yourself, true to yourself. How can you not do that for yourself? How can you give what you don't have? Whether that be if you live by yourself, I guarantee you, whenever you're sitting alone, you're thinking about certain things that might kind of bug you a bit. Maybe not all the time, but it's there. You know it's there. Or to those who have families, how can you be the best you towards your family if you're not the best you towards you? Again, giving something that you don't have, that you're not willing to accept and be true to. You can. You can. Just like money. Just like everything else in life. I can't give something that I don't have. So why am I going to offer it? Why am I going to string along, try to persuade, try to whatever to others that I have something that I can never give if I myself have never attained it, have never been willing to attain it, because the choices in which I am making are not allowing me to. Look, it ain't easy. It's easier said than done. Everything is easier said than done. We'll just feel better. We'll just be happy. Stop being this. Do this. Do that. You can. You can. We as individuals know what we are capable of doing as individuals. Though the world and family and friends might tell us different, and they say they see something in us that we ourselves don't ever see, it's because we haven't truly accepted ourselves to accept what others see in us. It's a process. Don't get me wrong. It ain't gonna happen overnight. And there's probably some deep things there that a lot of us probably don't want to bring to light and be honest with and accept. But stop lying to yourself. Stop it. Stop. What is it doing? You're only hurting yourself. You're only lying to those you love. You can give me every excuse under the book. I don't care. You can make every excuse for yourself. The consequences are going to catch up eventually, good or bad, whatever it is. Rip the band aid off. You might lose everything, whatever that, what you got there that you don't want to bring to light. I mean, you might lose everything. Again, it's acceptance. You might go through hell. But again, for me, I think God has put me through the ringer, has shoved my face in the dirt because I haven't listened. Because I was too selfish, too stupid, and too self absorbed to listen. Again, each to their own. But I guarantee you, there's something there that's telling you something ain't right. Might not always be there because we go through our daily lives without thinking, without realizing what we're doing that will eventually affect and have consequences in our future. Today, tomorrow, an hour from now, 10 minutes, whatever. 10 years. Hell, I don't know. It's going to catch up. It will. Look, be real. That's what the everyday's about. It's our everyday lives that we go through. The hardships, the struggles, the choices and consequences that we are willing to accept and make for ourselves, and willing to understand that you have to be 100% before you can give any part of yourself to anybody else. If you want. If you don't, well, you still got to be 100% true to yourself, because it's still going to eat you alive at some point or another. All I'm saying is, dude, just be honest. Be honest with yourself. Accept the consequences. It is what it is. But in the end, there's always, even when you're in the dirt, when your face is shoved in it, and you think there's no way of getting out of this. There is something for you. Something better, greater, through the through the bullshit of it all. But there's only something greater in the end if you're willing to put yourself through it and accept it for what it is. If not, boy, I'll tell you, you're going to be having them consequences. Ain't nobody going to be around. I mean, such is life for us normal folk. We work hard. We try to do our best, yes. And I'm not saying that every choice and stuff is going to lead to a big consequence that's going to make you lose everything in life. No, 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 no. I'm just talking about being honest and true to yourself, and accepting what you know to be true for your own self being and your own self health. Self care. Like Mac Miller said, self care. RIP. But again, what can you give that you don't have? Stop lying to yourself. Be good. Always continue to do the best that you can do. But always accept every choice you're willing to make throughout your everyday. And so that, my friends, I leave you with life's hard. It is. Life's unfair. It is. Who cares? Suck it up. Always remember, be true to you. Be honest with yourself. And at the end of the day, always, always, always be the best you that you can be. We'll catch you guys next time. I hope you guys liked it. Love y'all. Bye.